saying that you did not mean to suggest that Megyn Kelly was having her period. You were saying...
Of course I did, Jake. Who would say that? Hey, Jake, I went to the Wharton School of Finance. I was an excellent student. I'm a smart person. I built a tremendous company. I had a show called The Apprentice that NBC desperately wanted me to do another season.
I'm familiar with your work, sir.
Okay, I do all this stuff. Do you think I'd make a stupid statement like that? Who would make a statement like that? Only a sick person would even think about it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you back to the Steve Malzberg Show. Andy McCarthy, the great Andy McCarthy, former federal prosecutor, author of Faithless Execution, Building the Political Case for Obama's Impeachment, and, of course, National Review columnist, joins us. Andy, we got so much to talk about. We could talk about, and we will, the Iran deal, and if we have time, a little Ferguson and all that, and Hillary and her emails. But you wrote a piece, you referred to the Trump circus. Explain.
Well, I think it has been a circus, Steve. I think, you know, I've tried not to get caught up in it because I kind of think it'll peter out eventually on its own, and I can't imagine that even the Republicans, who are, you know, it's not for nothing that they're sometimes called the stupid party. I don't think even they would nominate somebody whose chief attribute is that he's given more money to Hillary Clinton maybe than Hillary Clinton has. So I actually have thought that you know, his high poll numbers are because of his celebrity and name recognition, and I thought that, you know, when people started to look at his record, he would not be seen as a suitable Republican candidate. And as far as, you know, the anger that he is said to be tapping into in the conservative base, you know, I'm obviously no stranger to that anger. I feel it a lot and write about it a lot, but I just don't see Trump as an effective vehicle for communicating it, since he supported a lot of politicians and a lot of causes that have caused the anger.
And you know, conventional wisdom would if this was, you know, 3 months ago after he announced or whatever, after initial polling, I would say, yeah, you got a good point. But we're you know, months after the initial polling, and every single poll he's either sustained and in most cases increased that lead after the debate, after all the controversy. The polls that are out show that he sustained or increased that lead. And in Iowa today, there's a poll out. He just passed Walker in Iowa. Bush dropped to 7th. So, you know, with all due respect to you, because, you know, I love you, sure, the conventional wisdom that you're expressing here may not hold true this time.
Well, I don't know, Steve. I mean, he's in the lead in a very large field where he has gobs more name recognition than anyone else. And for now, 20% looks formidable because of the number of candidates who are in the field. If it got down to brass tacks, you know, 23% would not look very formidable, and I don't think he'd ever get much above that, even if it was one-on-one. We're talking about a guy, you know, whose negatives are in the 60s. So, you know, I think when people start to pay more attention, let's remember that the election is still 15, 16 months away. And I do think that for candidates like Ted Cruz, Fiorina, and a few others who aren't as well known nationally, the ceiling is much higher for them because they don't have the, you know, the built-in negatives that Trump has, and they also have a lot more, I think, consistent depth in the conservative movement. But we'll see what happens.
We will.
Right.
We'll see. Right. Yeah, absolutely. We will see. Okay, let's talk about this Iran deal. Louis Gohmert was on before, congressman from Texas, and he said what the Senate has to do is just declare this deal with Iran a treaty, and then change the whole landscape. Now, I don't know if they would legally, so to speak, have to undo the Corker Amendment or not, but I just don't think they have the 2/3 to override it in the Senate and or in the House.
Yeah, I agree with you and Louis. You know, I have said from the start, Steve, as you know, that I thought the Corker bill was a monumental mistake because it basically reverses the Constitution's presumption against international agreements. Basically, the 2/3 in the Senate supermajority for approval is there to prevent bad deals that aren't in American interest from being enacted.
No, we got 30 seconds. Yeah, go ahead. I was going to ask you, but do they have to undo the Corker bill, or could they just somehow declare this a treaty and make it a new category?
I don't know if they could undo the Corker bill because Obama would veto it if they tried to, but that's no reason not to treat it as a treaty and see how it goes.
So you think legally, Senate rules-wise, they can treat it as a treaty and then take it from there?
Yeah, the Senate's power is contingent on the Constitution, not on Obama presenting it.
Interesting. Great stuff, Andy. Thank you very much, my friend. Andy McCarthy, ladies and gentlemen. All right, folks, Jim Hoft and Nomi Konst on a panel are there next. But first, Donald Trump continues to surge in the polls. And guess what? Have you seen Donald Trump's cap? He wears it all the time. He's made it famous at campaign stops. It says, "Make America Great Again." There it is on your screen. Now you can get your very own Make America Great Again cap. $25 value, free with this offer. Just pay shipping and handling. Go to newsmax.com/TrumpCap or call 800-485-4350. Newsmax.com/TrumpCap.